Guys, welcome. It's your friendly neighborhood bee, and let's get straight into it, shall we? Today from r/Am I the Butthole? Am I the butthole for being cruel, for telling my daughter that she will need to help pay back the money that I spent on her wedding? Spicy. Spicy, spicy. My daughter was supposed to get married in about 4 months. I learned earlier this week that the wedding is off, and it has been off for about a month now, and I just learned about it. In short, he learned that my daughter is cheating on him early into the relationship and called it off. I personally have given her money for the wedding under some conditions. It was not a gift. The main condition was to have a venue that was accessible for people with disabilities. So I put down the money for the venue. Anyways, the wedding is canceled and the venue doesn't do refunds. She has already told them she will not need the time slot and nothing will happen that day. I still need to pay the venue. They are not giving me any money back and are holding the price. Right, because venues don't care if the reason for the cancel is infidelity. Anywho. I called her and told her that I need help paying for the venue. That since the wedding won't be happening, I need her to help pay me back some. We had a huge argument about this, and she called me cruel for doing this. I pointed out that the wedding would have happened if she didn't cheat on the man, and that this wasn't a gift at all. She's pissed, and I'm out like $10K. Am I the butthole? Nope. You reap what you sow, baby. Like, if you want to be an ass and cheat on your fiance, and then he figures it out and says, I don't want to marry a cheater. That's kind of your problem now. You get to pay. Because venues don't care if the wedding's off because of infidelity. They probably care if it's death, but they don't care about infidelity. They're like, pay it anyway. Don't care. Anywho, if you guys like listening to me read, I'm here every day, so make sure to like and subscribe. Next victim. Am I the jerk for refusing to rehome the dog my husband and I adopted together? A few months ago, my husband and I adopted a dog from a local shelter. It was something we talked about for a while, and at the time, he seemed just as excited as I was. We picked the dog together, bought all the supplies, and brought it home thinking we were both ready for the responsibility. The first few weeks were great, but once the new pet excitement wore off, my husband started getting frustrated. The dog barks sometimes when someone walks past the house, sheds more than we expected, and of course, there are the usual things like muddy paws, toys on the floor, and needing daily walks. Normal dog stuff, basically. Lately, he's been complaining more and more about it. He says the house feels messier, that the barking annoys him, and that the dog is more work than he thought it would be. The other day, he brought up the idea of rehoming the dog, because in his words, it's too much trouble. The problem is, I've gotten really attached. I take care of most of the daily stuff like feeding, walks, vet visits, and the dog has honestly become part of my routine and my life. When I come home, it runs to the door excited to see me. The thought of giving it away just because it got inconvenient feels really wrong to me. Yeah, that feels wrong to me too. Anywho, when he brought it up, I told him I'm not okay with rehoming the dog unless there was a serious issue, like safety or something we truly couldn't handle. He said I'm being too emotional about it and that it's unfair to keep the dog if one of us clearly doesn't want it anymore. Now, the conversation has turned into an argument. He thinks I'm refusing to be practical, and I feel like he's treating the dog like it's an object we can just return because the responsibility turned out to be harder than expected. Am I the jerk for refusing to consider rehoming the dog? So, there's something else you need to consider here. Do you have children with this man? And are you considering having children, because you could replace the word dog with child and be writing the exact same story. Replace the word rehome with adoption and be writing the exact same story, right? Because this is concerning, because children are also more work than people make them out to be. And yes, with social media, horror stories are coming to light, but I personally wouldn't want to have children with this man if that is in the cards for you. And if I were in your position, I would either, if I wanted to stay with this person, I would rehome the dog, simply because I don't think the dog would be safe if I was not home. I don't think the dog would be safe. I think it would mysteriously disappear, as in be kicked out of the house, or be taken to a shelter that he didn't research about whether or not it's a no-kill shelter type deal. I don't think the dog is in a safe position, and I would rehome it if I wanted to stay with this man. I would be seriously considering if I want to stay with this type of person. And yes, divorce is a very messy subject. It's very hard, very difficult, but you need to seriously consider the type of person you are now married to, because this is a lot. He decided that now we are responsible for another living creature, and I can dispose of it like an object. You're not a jerk. You're just not thinking about things as deeply as you need to be. Next one. Am I the butthole for ignoring my roommate's food labels when I made and bought the food? Okay. I made a big batch of pasta yesterday for dinner. I ate dinner and then went to bed. I left the rest in one large container in the fridge and sent a message to my roommate saying if they hadn't eaten dinner yet, that they could have some of it for dinner because I made a big batch, but I need some for my meals tomorrow. When I woke up in the morning, I noticed that he had taken me up on my offer and eaten some of it, but he had also split the rest into 2 containers and labeled one of them Harry's lunch. This is not Harry's lunch, this is OP's lunch. Now, these containers were very small portions, and since I had made the food for work today, I just recombined them into a big container and left him a message saying that I needed more food to get me through the day, so he would need to sort out his own lunch when he got up. Now, when he woke up, he messaged me saying that he didn't have enough time to prepare food now because he thought I would have been generous and shared. Ugh. Truthfully, I can't believe this. I already made him dinner, but to me, he's just being ungrateful. I told him that I am busy and we can discuss this at home. Now, am I the butthole for ignoring his label? No. And you know how I feel about food. No, you're not the butthole. He can make his own damn food. Greedy little bugger. Little raccoon hands just touching everything. They just touch. It's like a little toddler with their sticky hands and they get everywhere. Like, No, not yours. Hands off. Go away. Anyway, thank you everyone for tuning in, and I hope to see you guys tomorrow. Bye, guys.